Not long after going to the White House, Lucretia developed malaria. So as summer approached, James wanted her to be able to get away from the humid conditions of Washington to a place where she could recover, so he sent her to New Jersey. She was there when her husband was shot, so she quickly returned to his side and was there caring for him throughout his illness. After his death, her widowhood was the subject of great sympathy for the people. She arranged a huge funeral for him, which was called the biggest funeral of the day. 150,000 people paid their respect to him, which was the size of the population of Washington, D.C. at the time. She arranged for the train bringing his body back to Washington to go over a track that was filled with flowers, and she later arranged several memorials to be put up in his honor. After his death, she arranged his letters, his writings, in his memory, and would create a library with them in the year 1885 in their home in Ohio. She was the first First Lady to do that, paving the way for future First Ladies like Nancy Reagan to make a commemorative library with the President's papers to preserve his legacy. And she spent a good deal of the rest of her life honoring and preserving his legacy. Together, the Garfields had 7 children, 5 of whom lived to adulthood, and many of them were very long-lived, living well into the 20th century, even to the 1940s or 50s. Lucretia herself had a long life as well, and she remained active in politics in her later years, supporting several Democratic presidents later, like Woodrow Wilson. And she was, perhaps not surprisingly, seeing her husband's views, quite progressive. She ended up taking a winter residence in Pasadena in her later years, in California, enjoying the warm climate, and she even attended the first Rose Parade. She helped during the First World War, being active in the Red Cross, and she eventually died in the year 1918. She would be interred alongside her husband back in Cleveland, Ohio. Although she only was technically the First Lady for a few months, Lucretia Garfield has been more studied and analyzed than Lucy Hayes, who served an entire 4-year term. It's partly the mystique of the fact that we didn't really get a chance to see what she could have done in that position.